This is west of Woodward, just west of Woodward, between Woodward and Cass on MLK, and the Lodge as well. So
it is Detroit.
It is Detroit, in Detroit's west side. Not far, just for people maybe needing some landmarks looking at the map. It's not far from Little Caesars Arena, the Ilitch School of Business, really right kind of in that district Detroit region, Ronya, is what we're looking at here.
Well, pretty, I mean, I don't want to call it a busy area, but we do see apartments in the area, people standing around trying to figure out what's going on. So, and obviously, parked cars in that parking lot. So this is a pretty busy intersection for Masonic Temple. Might be right there.
Exactly. The Masonic Temple, Howard mentioning that as well. Just again, I feel like there's no really not busy area of downtown Detroit, Ronya, but this one in particular is, again, on MLK between Woodward and the Lodge. MLK between Woodward and the Lodge. If you're just joining us right now, a major police presence at the intersection of MLK and Cass. You can see that entire intersection roped off right now. Multiple agencies on scene as we speak. You can see ambulance down there, a silver car. We don't know in what way that is connected to this at this point, but obviously you would have to imagine that in some way it is connected to that, just because it is within that that cordoned off area.
Absolutely. And like I said, multiple blocks nearby seem to also be blocked off. So anything in or around this area might not be a place that you want to get to at the moment until police do their investigation. Whatever happened here, we don't know. All we know is we have calls everywhere. We have crews heading to the scene that may even be on the scene at the moment. And we're going to continue to watch over this right now. Do we know if any crews have arrived yet?
Not yet.
Okay, our assignment managers have told us our crews are almost there. They're still heading there. Of course, this is because it's such an active area right now. It's difficult for anyone to be getting around, especially when you have this kind of police presence. And, overhearing things on the scanners, there have been multiple things that we have heard, but of course, none of which have been confirmed. But we're just hoping that in this kind of situation, nobody's hurt. And, we'll just keep watching over this.
And again, you can see streets blocked off the next block down as well. So this isn't just limited to the intersection of Cass and MLK. Again, Detroit, right near downtown Detroit, right within that district Detroit, between Woodward and the Lodge. Woodward and the Lodge is where this whole area is kind of in between. Not far from LCA, not far from Masonic Temple.
I wonder how far Cass Tech is from this, because, on a school day,
that is just down the street.
Cass Tech is, down the street. So I wonder if there will be any lockdowns that will be put in place, or maybe have been, just because it's so close to the area.
Children's Hospital in Michigan really is not far from that. That is on the other side of Woodward as well. Again, we should make it clear, from what it seems like, it is limited to this area.
Actually,
again,
Aaron, I do want to get to this.
Okay.
I just got this in from our assignment managers. Chopper is actually moving to another scene right now, and that scene is believed to be linked to this.
Okay.
So what you're watching right now, we are learning as we watch this together. We still don't know what's going on, but we know that Chopper has just gotten word that there's another scene that's heavily active related to this incident.
And thank you for that distinction too, Ronya, because it's developing so quickly right now that, again, we're getting these videos, and right now what you're seeing is at the intersection of MLK and Cass, but did it say what location, not to put you on the spot, but did it say what location Chopper's going to be moving to?
Let me see. I don't see that location yet. I do know that obviously the situation has evolved, because just in the last 20 minutes hearing about it, we've heard, kind of gone from one intersection to the next. I do see something coming in. Stand by, Aaron. I do see a location coming from our assignment managers who are doing such a great job following
Yeah.
the story. You know, this is all in real time. You are getting to know all these details with us because we want to inform you as we're being informed and not hold off on any details that we are getting at the moment.
And that's really kind of the power of these newscasts that we're able to do here, Ronya. We're
Absolutely.
able to learn all of this information in real time, get that information to the viewers as we get it. Again, really goes without saying, if you are in this area, avoid MLK and Cass. We're working to figure out where
I just got
Chopper,
word.
Okay.
Chopper is now headed to Verner and Livernois for another scene related to this incident. So we're going to try to move on from what's happening, what we originally saw at the top of the show, and Verner and Livernois. The next location that's going to take
And that's about 5 miles away from
was
there,
just gonna
too.
say
I
this-
just was looking that up on the map.
It might take a few minutes to get there. But again, if you're in the area, the west side of Detroit, we're talking MLK and Cass or the surrounding area, obviously you're going to run into a little bit of a roadblock, traffic at a standstill in certain areas around there. A roadblock at the intersection of MLK and Cass that we've been watching over the scene. We're going to take a quick break until our chopper goes to the next location, and we'll be right back. Thank you for sticking with us right here on Fox 2 Detroit Live at 2. If you've been following, we have had breaking news since the top of the show. We have been watching a very active scene right now on the west side of Detroit. MLK and Cass is the intersection of a very heavy police presence, and now we're taking a look at a vehicle that is possibly tied to why this whole area is roped off. Now, our assignment managers are following the story and have calls put in to authorities to figure out what's going on. We have state police on the scene, the ATF, multiple crews out. Let's bring in our Pulse producer, Aaron Jordan, who's been watching this all alongside the desk. Aaron, what can you tell us about this vehicle?
Yeah, it's a blue Chevy Tahoe, Ronya, definitely an older model. As we take a look at it, clearly parked in a spot where it shouldn't be. So what we're trying to figure out is how exactly this is connected. You can see windows broken out in the rear, a good amount of damage to the windshield as well when we were looking at the earlier, and the back windshield broken out as well. Now, what we're not sure about is whether that damage was already there or whether it was part of what is going on here. Again, massive crime scene, or massive scene here, I should say, on Detroit's west side, right near downtown. The scene we were looking at earlier was MLK and Cass. This is all stretching right along that area, not far from Little Caesars Arena, if you need a location on where that is, between the Lodge and Woodward. Again, you can tell that is an older model Chevy Tahoe there. Chopper getting a close-up of the license plate there for our assignment desk to do some digging on that. But again, you can see clearly parked in a spot that it shouldn't be parked at this point.
And this looks like a very populated area. We're talking apartments nearby. Lots of vehicles, too, parked in certain parts of this active scene. We even saw people kind of just walking over trying to figure out what was going on, all in real time, because we're bringing this to you at the same time we're trying to gather the information. And what it seems like is the scene kind of has multiple areas involved. So we saw police at MLK and Cass. We've also seen presence at Verner and Livernois. There is a possibility that this situation could be linked, both areas. And we do know as well that not only were the intersections blocked off and roped off, the nearby intersections are also blocked off. So if you're anywhere around that area, you might be trying to look for an alternative route at this point. Also, I do want to mention that our crews are headed to the scene. If not, they might actually be there at this point. But we really wanted to get Chopper out there to show you guys as soon as possible, as soon as we heard this on scanners. We also want to mention that our assignment desk has called the schools nearby to see if there's a possible lockdown. I know Cass Tech is also near this area. Right now, we have not heard back yet, but it is, with active scenes like this, Aaron, we have seen in the past that, schools nearby, as a way of precaution, they usually do a lockdown.
Absolutely. And it's one of those moments for these schools where it's just better safe than sorry. And certainly wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. I am looking at Detroit Police and Michigan State Police on social media, just trying to see if they're maybe posting any updates on there. So far, nothing through those official channels, Ronya. Right. Again, they're clearly a very, very active scene as we take a wider look at where all of this is happening. Again, on Detroit's west side, but really right near the district Detroit. A pretty busy area of downtown Detroit, and working to really just figure out what sparked all of this, why this big police presence. But we saw the roped off area primarily, Ronya, around MLK and Cass, but given what we're seeing here, given the police that we're seeing right by that blue Chevy Tahoe, it really looks like this scene spreads wider than just that one area.
Absolutely. And we did see that when Chopper did zoom in on that Chevy that it had Michigan plates. So it is owned by someone here. Now, we don't know if this situation, if the driver actually owned that vehicle or possibly took it. We don't know yet. Of course, this is all just coming in. I do want to say that multiple intersections here are roped off, and we saw MLK and Cass, we saw Verner and Livernois. Chopper has kind of been hovering over the scene here. I know they wanted to head to another location to see if there was a possibility of another connection, but definitely an active situation. And just to see the amount of officials on top of it all, we did see an ambulance, so we don't know if someone was hurt, but to see that, that's a very big possibility. We also see other vehicles that are non-official. So,
yeah,
there's that
and
silver
you see
car.
that silver car in
Right.
the middle there that we were pointing out in the first segment.
Right.
With its trunk is now open, so we don't know if that is connected or not at this point. Parked right next to an ambulance, we can't see from this vantage point what they're doing, if they're searching for something in the trunk or if that might happen to be a detective of some sort. I would have to doubt that, but we don't necessarily know at this point either.
No, nothing. This is all just unknown right now. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this. Normally, we'd be in commercial break right now, but we don't want to go anywhere. We want to keep you informed. We want to stay as active on the scene as possible. Our crews on the ground and obviously over the scene. Once we heard this on police scanners, our chopper was out there, and I got to give it to them and give it to our assignment desk, because they are still making the calls, trying to figure out what's going on here. Aaron, I know I think we mentioned Masonic Temple.
Masonic Temple's in the area.
Close by.
Little Caesars Arena, obviously one of the biggest landmarks downtown in general, but very close by to this. I am looking on just within our Fox 2 system here. No one picked up with Detroit Public Schools to confirm if Cass Tech is on lockdown. We're leaving messages. Again, very busy scene, I would have to imagine, as school officials possibly try to deal with this. And again, there's no indication that they're connected, but we see oftentimes when there is a police presence nearby that they will go on lockdown just to make sure any suspect doesn't possibly run in there and hide.
Right.
So,
and if other vehicles are involved, we don't know at this point if that one blue SUV, the Chevy that we saw, seemed like it was pretty banged up.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it hit other vehicles, if it was banged up prior. Obviously, there is so much happening right now.
Yeah.
The investigation is ongoing.
Front windshield completely smashed up. Windows in the back or both back windows and the back windshield also smashed out as well. Again, we don't know how that's connected, if anything. But you're taking a look, and that silver car that we keep referencing, Ronya, they've moved away from it and the trunk is closed now. So I don't know. Again, we're not sure if they were searching for something in it.
Right.
You see an ambulance within the area as well. All of this really contained within that roped off area at MLK and Cass, but obviously, as we've seen with these live pictures, it really is just kind of stretched out beyond that point as well.
Absolutely. And obviously, the officials do not want to stretch this even further. They want to kind of keep all these corridors intact right now just to figure out where this all initiated. We saw multiple intersections affected. The roadblocks even past MLK and Cass, as you can see, kind of toward, Chopper's now moving to show us the SUV, but we saw another area kind of roped off just nearby. So obviously they don't want anyone near or around there. And it almost looks like there might be civilians over there kind of walking, maybe witnesses that might have seen something, telling, who knows,
Yeah, we don't know at this point. And again, you mentioned off the top, Ronya, as well, and it was a very good point. We heard this start coming across the scanners within around like 1:45, just before we came over here to do Fox 2 Detroit Live at 2. And for people at home maybe wondering, why aren't you saying what was said on the scanners? Simply put, it's not reliable. That's developing in real time, and situations change, these sorts of situations with this massive police presence, things, preliminary information comes out that isn't necessarily correct. And our job as journalists is to make sure that all of the information that we pass along to you is confirmed. And again, we're able to say what we're seeing right now through these chopper pictures. But at this point, again, police, whether it's Michigan State Police, Detroit Police, obviously very busy right now. They're trying to deal with that scene and get information so that they make sure that the information they pass on to the public is all accurate as well.
And I also want to mention that, you know, Jade Towers normally starts at 2:30. We're going to stay on top of this. We definitely do not want to break in. We don't want to lose this coverage because we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we have crews almost arriving or possibly there. We also know that Detroit police, this just came in right now, that there's a possibility that they're going to give us an update at some point soon. That update is possibly coming to us from the intersection of Cass and 2nd. But of course, that could be coming at any time. So we're going to try to stay on top of this and just kind of bring you the latest as we get them. Like I said, the pretty active presence, and you see multiple areas roped off. It's not just the intersection of MLK and Cass, it's the blocks nearby, which tells me anyone living around that area. We saw a lot of apartments. That might be a situation for them, especially if they have to get to and from work. But, you know, it's kind of a busy day. We're talking Friday at almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of happens from this point on.
And that MLK and 2nd is not far from where this scene is right now, Ronya, just a block down the road on it. And I'm taking a look on Apple Maps right now, which, I mean, you and I use that or Waze all the time when we're driving into work. We know this updates in real time, and right now we're seeing those reds stretching on MLK from 2nd to Woodward, and on Cass from about Davenport Street to right around Peterborough. So again, this is just an area that you absolutely want to avoid right now, just as police clearly investigating this scene right now. Again, you're taking a look right now at these chopper photos. Right behind that tree right there, you can see a blue Chevy Tahoe clearly parked in a spot that you're not supposed to park.
Right. It's pretty banged up.
Very banged up. We saw when you took the front images, you saw smashed up windshield, smashed out rear windows as well. We don't know if that's connected to this or that damage was already done, but you can see police speaking with people, crowds of people down there right now as well, and obviously wanting to get all of the information, what people might have seen, what people might have heard, because as we see with these investigations, and as with any police investigation that plays out, the smallest piece of information could really be what completes a puzzle for them as they try to figure out what's going on.
And Aaron, I don't know if you could see that side of the road right there. It almost looks like this car had veered off, kind of creating it looks like a mess on the road. I know that
I'm seeing what you're saying down there as well. I mean, it's hard to tell if
there might have.
I don't see any. You don't really see any skid marks, but certainly see debris leading up to where that car is, which maybe could indicate that it was going at a good clip. I don't want to necessarily say that because this is all such preliminary information, but this is exactly what we were talking about with how banged up that front end is. I mean, take a look at that windshield right now.
Destroyed.
Again, we don't know if it was like that beforehand, but I mean, clearly something must have happened, and I'm curious to see what the other side of that vehicle looks like, because you can see the front kind of turned as if something had maybe T-boned it as well. So maybe that if that's what caused it to go off the road, again, we don't know at this point. But all of those windows smashed out in the back. So clearly something had happened.
Now, if you're just tuning in, normally right now we'd be watching Jay Towers, but we are staying on top of this breaking news we have been following at the beginning of the 2 o'clock hour. Once again, MLK and Cass all closed off in that intersection and blocks nearby. All we know at this point is a heavy police presence in that area. One ambulance as well there, the ATF, this Michigan State Police, all in that area investigating an incident. Multiple areas roped off, even the intersection of Verner and Livernois being a possibility that's connected to this situation. Chopper has been kind of hovering over this scene for the last 30 minutes. We've been following this. They are going to try to get to other parts of other stories that we're covering. Our crews are still there. They're trying to gather information from police or possibly witnesses that have seen or may have information on what's happening. We are expecting a press conference at some point this afternoon. As far as time goes, we're waiting to hear from officials who are obviously busy at work right now, but hopefully that will be coming soon. Once again, the vehicle involved, it looks like a blue Chevy Tahoe that might have been pretty banged up either before or after this incident.
And it looks like we're seeing one of the police vehicles move out right now of that cordoned off area. Again, that is the intersection of Michigan and Cass. Not really moving anymore. Not sure if he was just getting his vehicle out of the way or not. But
we also see the ambulance is gone.
Yeah, the ambulance is gone. We've been keeping an eye on that silver vehicle down there as well, Ronya, and not sure how, if at all, that's connected. But again, within that crime scene tape, you're wondering what that's doing there as well.
Just getting some information in. Let me see. We do have breaking news related to this. We are just getting word a suspect has been shot. That explains why this whole area has been roped off. Police confirming one suspect shot, that suspect in critical condition. And we are also just getting word that that suspect was wanted in connection to multiple shootings. As far as where those shootings happened or what went down, that information is still unknown. This is just coming in. I'm literally getting these messages right now from the assignment desk. On top of this all,
Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack just working hard. She's coming in today. We've seen just her incredible police sources there just being able to break this information for us, but just a massive update there.
Massive update. And on top of it all, Aaron, I'm hearing that there is a possible federal charge that the suspect was wanted in. That federal charge was as of this morning. And I guess when police tried to catch the suspect, that's when DPD kind of tried to get an arrest made, and maybe that's when the suspect took off. But this is all just coming in. So once again, we do know now, police confirming a suspect shot in critical condition. We don't know what hospital this suspect has gone to. We don't know if any police at this point were hurt in this incident, but we do know that suspect was not only wanted in connection to multiple shootings, but also had a federal charge from this morning. That's a lot of great information that just coming in from our assignment desk.
And Jessica actually just giving us some more information. I'm sorry to interrupt you there,
No,
Ronya,
for sure.
but the police also saying that the suspect carjacked someone during the chase, shot by Detroit police at some point during the pursuit. So that would lend maybe to what that Tahoe is doing off the road, parked there, like just obviously came to rest like right off the road there, clearly smashed up. So again, the suspect wanted in connection to multiple shootings, carjacked someone during the chase, shot by Detroit police at some point during the pursuit, and we do know at this point that that suspect is in critical condition.
Sky Fox doing a great job showing us the scene right here. Now, we're going to continue to do as much as we can on our end to bring you updates throughout the afternoon. Once again, there is a press conference expected at any moment, so keep it here on Fox 2 Detroit Live. And of course, on fox2detroit.com, we'll have updates throughout the day. You can sign up for our breaking news alerts. Aaron, thank you for all the updates. Our assignment desk, thank you to them for all the updates as well. We're going to take a quick break and join Jay Towers next.
We are going to be getting some updates from Southern California on the big weather event that they are expecting with a lot of rain expected. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, getting an update from our friends over at Fox Weather in just moments. So we'll take a 2-minute break, be back with more on Live Now. Welcome back, everyone, here to Live Down from Fox. I'm your host, Mike Page. Always great to be with you on this Friday edition as we roll on. Well, starting today and really into the weekend, we are going to be keeping an eye on Southern California as the area bracing for some heavy rain and flooding. Here's just a post from on X from the city of Malibu, putting those warnings out there that the evacuation warnings for Franklin and Palisades burn areas in Malibu due to the potential for mudslides and debris flows. So